Hello class 12th. Welcome to the online tutorial sessions for economics. I am Avnash Lambert, your economics guru, and today we are going to continue our fifth chapter, which is aggregate demand and related concept. Now students, we had started the third unit of your macroeconomics, which is determination of income and employment. Now in today's video we are going to start the topic which is propensity to consume. In today's video we are going to learn about the propensity to consume. Now what is propensity to consume? Students, it means the portion of income spent on consumption. You have 100 rupees of income, from that portion which will be used for the consumption. Fine. So it means the portion of income, that part of income which is used for the consumption expenditure. Fine. It is also known as consumption function. This propensity to consume is also known as consumption function. Now students, next thing is average propensity to consume, or in short we used to write it as APC. Fine. What is average propensity to consume? It is the ratio of total consumption to total income. To calculate APC, to calculate average propensity to consume, what we do? We write APC is equal to consumption upon income. Now student, this C means consumption upon income. Fine. This is your APC. Now how do we calculate MPC? It is the ratio of change in consumption to change in income. Whatever the amount of change is there in income. Suppose you are getting 100 rupees of income. Now this month you got 200 rupees. So what is the change in income? 100, right? Now from that 100 rupees which has been increased, that changed income, from that changed income, how much amount of consumption is gonna be done on that. So that portion of income which is being used for the consumption, that change in income, the proportion of consumption which will be done from the change in income. So it is the ratio of change in consumption to change in income. This delta C means change in consumption. What changes are there? If your income increases, then consumption also increases, right? So whatever will be the change in consumption upon whatever will be the change in income. That's why you're going to take out the MPC, which is marginal propensity to consume. Students, let's understand how do we calculate APC and MPC. Now, this is your level of income: 0, 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. Fine. Now, at 0 level of income, we were doing consumption of 60. Remember, at 0 level of income, our consumption was 60. At 0 level of income, whatever will be the consumption, that is autonomous consumption. Fine. Now, you already know that there is a constant increase in the consumption. Fine, there is a constant rate of increase. So I am taking the increase of 80 this time. Fine. We were taking 40, we had taken 60. This time I am going to take 80. Now 60 plus 80, 140. 140 plus 80, 220. 220 plus 80, 300. 300 plus 80, 380. 380 plus 80, 460. So this will be your consumption. Fine. Now let's calculate APC, which is consumption upon income. Understood? Now we can easily calculate the APC. Now the income is 0, you can put a dash over here because it cannot be derived. Now you have to calculate consumption and income. How it can be calculated? 140 upon 100, that will be 1.4. Now calculate consumption upon income. 220 upon 200, that will be 1.1. Fine. Now 300 upon 300, that will be 1. 380 upon 40, that will be 0.95. And 460 upon 50, that will be 0.91. So this is your APC. Now, to calculate MPC, you need the value of delta C. You need the value of delta C and the value of delta Y. Let's calculate the value of delta C first. Now, change in consumption. When we talk about the change, because the first unit cannot be determined, not applicable. Why? Because you don't know the level of above the zero. There is no level of income where we can write it -100. So the level of income at 0, the value from the level of income 0, the value of delta C and delta Y cannot be determined. So we are going to start for the level of income at ₹100. The change in the consumption and change in the level of income can be determined from this level. Fine. Level of income, when the level of income is 0, you cannot determine it. Now, let's start. The change in consumption at 0 level of income is, what is the change here? 140 minus 60, changes of 80. 220 minus 140, changes of 80. 300 minus 220, changes of 80. 380 minus 300, changes of 80. And 460 minus 380, again the change is 80. So students, you can write the value of delta C is 80. Fine. Now, to write down the value of delta Y, what is the change? 100. Change is 100. What is the change? 300 minus 200? 100. 100. Fine. As you already know that there is a change in consumption at a constant rate. Therefore, every time 80 has been increased. Now, the value of delta Y is 100. Now you can calculate the value of MPC. Now students, keep that in mind. The value of MPC is constant. The value of MPC is constant. So you can calculate it. The value of MPC, what will be the value? It will be 0.8. So write it everywhere. Write it on each and every level of income. 0.8 is the value of MPC. Fine. So the value of MPC is 0.8. That's how you are going to calculate the value of MPC. Now students, there are a few questions which could be asked in your MCQs or 1-mark question. The first question is, MPC is denoted by, students, MPC is denoted by small b. If you remember what is small b, if you remember small b, you had studied in the slope of consumption curve. If you remember the formula, that it was C is equal to autonomous consumption, that is C bar, plus B, small b into Y, if you remember that. So that B, that slope of consumption curve, this is your MPC. MPC is denoted by small b. Now MPC is between, students, MPC comes between the value of 0 to 1. MPC could be any number from 0 to 1. It could be 0, it could be 0.1, it could be 0.2, it could be 1. So MPC is always between 0 to 1. Now MPC is the slope of consumption curve, as you have already studied. What was the formula? C is equal to C bar plus BY. So that BY, that B is your slope of consumption curve, which is denoted by small b. Now students, I want you all to take a screenshot. Take a neat and clean screenshot so that we can move further to the next topic. Now students, let's come to a very important topic. This topic is usually asked in 3 to 4 marks in your board exams. So this topic is very important. It comes under 3 to 4 marks question. Important. Fine. Now let's start the topic. Topic is relationship between income, consumption and APC. You have to establish a relationship. You have to tell the relationship between income, consumption and APC. Fine. Now we have taken the previous schedule under which the income level is 0 to 500 and the consumption are the similar one, which is 60 and then 80 added to it, 80 added to it, 80 added to it and 80 added to them. That makes them 140, 220, 300, 380 and 460. Understood? Now we have to calculate the APC, which you have already calculated. This one cannot be established, and the one which is 1.4, this will be 1.1, this is 1, this is 0.95 and this is 0.91. Fine. So these are your values of APC. I hope you have understood. Now if you see that schedule, you will see 3 types of value. The values where consumption is more than income. Fine. Here consumption 140 is more than 100, 220 is more than 200. Fine. Now there is a value which is 300 which is equal to income, and there is a scenario where consumption is less than income. So there are 3 values where consumption is more than income, consumption is equal to income and consumption is less than income. Is that clear? So there are basically 3 things, 3 values. Understood? Now you have calculated the value of APC and you have got 3 types of value. You have to establish a relationship between these 3 values. Now if you see this one, if you separated this one, now here the value of APC is 1. Why? Because income and consumption are equivalent. On the above portion, here the value of APC is more than 1. Why? Because consumption is more than income. And below the 300 level of income, you can find that the value of APC is below 1. Why? Because the consumption's value is less than the value of income. So there are 3 establishments which you can show. Now we need to draw a diagram also. We need to draw it. Now for that you need a consumption curve. You can take this point here 60 and draw a consumption curve. This is your consumption curve. Now you need a income curve which will be 45 degree angle, and this is your income curve which is of 45 degree angle. Now this is a point which is equilibrium. Fine. This point means C is equal to Y. You must remember these things. Now if you see, there are 3 portions where consumption, this blue curve, is above the income's curve. This portion shows that the consumption is more than income, because the consumption curve is above the income curve. So this portion shows that consumption at this level is more than the income. And if you see this portion shows that here the income is more than consumption. Fine. So this portion shows that here income is more than consumption. Consumption is lesser in comparison to income. And this point E, this point shows that here the consumption is equal to income. Now, if you want to establish a relationship, then you can say that when consumption is more than income, then the value of APC is more than 1. Consumption is more than income. The APC's value is more than 1. When consumption is equal to income, the value of APC is 1. Then in that case, the value of APC is equal to 1. And when the value of consumption is lesser than Y, when the consumption's value is less than the income, then in that case, the value of APC will be less than 1. As you can see that here. So that is the relationship between income, consumption and APC. And this point, don't you ever forget that the point where C is equal to Y, that is known as break even point. You have to mention it every time. So that's your topic. You have covered 3 marks question. Now I want you all to take a screenshot and do complete your notes. Now students, that's all for today's video. I hope you have understood a lot. So stay home, stay safe and see you soon.